Good morning, noon, afternoon, or evening to anyone listening or watching. As the May 2025 Hack Club general elections have begun, here we have the first debate of the season with our two participants, Lynn from the Hack Club hUWUp party and Lucas from the Church of Windows ME party. How will you and your party benefit the people and government of Hack Club? Lucas, you will be given 2 minutes starting now. I will benefit Hack Club by smashing the silence with a jar of teeth and a blue screen of truth. No more sneaky backdoors or buggy updates, just hard honesty and raw power. We'll run this machine like Windows ME on steroids, unbreakable, unfiltered, and ready to bite at any squirrels trying to scratch our door. Glory to Windows ME, glory be to Hack Club. Also, vote for WME and Ryan. Now Lynn, you will also be given 2 minutes for your opening statement. The Hack Club hUWUp party is the party of the people. We are pro-democracy and staunchly anti-autocracy. We have the strongest record out of any party in the history of Hack Club for maintaining our values and contributing to the nation. We have drafted and passed 78% of the total legislation. Our next term will focus on reforms in the court, such as creating a new lower court and also Hack Pines, a large infrastructure city project that we have already planned. We take our jobs absolutely seriously and are committed to furthering the nation. My opponent is focused on furthering his cult and promoting the likes of Ryan, who had a breakdown over the past legislation, which resulted in a riot. This endorsement shows how my opponent is not committed to the nation, to himself, and his fellow autocrats. How my opponent is not committed to the nation, to himself, and his fellow autocratic idealists. That is all. Lucas, your 1 minute rebuttal starts now. I hear you talk about democracy like it's a shiny trophy, but let me remind you, legislation means nothing if it silences people and pushes out dissent. You brag about passing 78% of laws, but at what cost? You're pushing the Ryan-phobic law, the very shushed act that muffles voices and stabs honest governance in the gut. Call me a cult leader if you want, but I'm the one standing up to stop political purging disguised in pretty words. The riot was not a breakdown, it was a wake-up call that people will not be shushed. If you think that is not commitment to the nation, then you are blind to what real loyalty looks like. I fight for the voices that don't make it onto the agenda. Glory be to Windows ME. The legislation you are referring to is a restriction on all members that are unable to carry out basic responsibilities of Parliament. It is logic that legislators should be able to vote and draft legislation. The inability to do so is not voices that don't make it onto the agenda. And the people who riot over this are watching me because they got moderated by FD. I don't know, I give up. My opponent is wildly unprepared to defend his statement and avoided a confrontation through ranting and unrelated statements. He has just conceded faster than anyone in the history of Parliament debates. The Hack Club hUWUp party takes our job absolutely seriously and are committed to furthering the nation. Church of Windows ME is a dangerous autocratic cult. Vote for the people, not for a cult. I'm a cult, by the way. I think if the people want a cult, they should vote for a cult. So, thank you for participating in the first question. Now for the second motion. Should Parliament gain more actual power? And if so, why or how should that be achieved? Actual power, basically just stuff that isn't just roleplay. Since Parliament is just kind of basically a roleplay thing, so far, at least. Absolutely. Hack Pines, our infrastructure project that we already have been planning, is an attempt to give Parliament more actual power. Creating projects to further our role will benefit hUWUp as a nation and will provide depth to the project. Infrastructure projects are a great way to achieve this goal. That is all. Thank you, Lynn. Lucas, your 2 minutes for an opening. Parliament damn well should get more power. We can't let the non-profit hUWUp run things behind closed doors with no real accountability. To take back control, we need a strategy. We need a strategy. Infiltrate the leadership, win the key votes, and if that fails, organize a stealth coup to override the status quo. Sometimes you gotta throw the flaming floppy to crash the system and reboot it with honesty and power where it belongs. Glory be to Windows ME. My opponent is confusing the nation of hUWUp with the official hUWUp non-profit, which shows their inexperience and ignorance. They also plan to stage a coup against a global STEM non-profit. Our infrastructure plan is significantly better. That is all. Thank you, Lynn. Lucas, you will be given 1 minute to respond to that starting now. Ah, you're right. We mixed up the nation of hUWUp with the official hUWUp non-profit. That's on us. But seriously, trying to coup a global STEM non-profit? That would be funny as hell, like throwing a flaming floppy at a supercomputer for kicks. Either way, our infrastructure plan is solid, built to power the nation for real. Glory be to Windows ME. They cite an infrastructure plan they have, but I see no example of what they plan to do or any mention of them having a plan of the sort. That is all. This is our plan, cows. The end. Cows? I think we can restate our plan to create hack pines and possibly future projects is better than what future ME plans. What Windows ME plans. They are clearly disorganized and not innovative. Wait, also we plan to replace existing internet infrastructure with IP over avian carrier, Bulgarian. And as well as that, our plan is replace email with cow mail. Cow delivered is best. My question in respect to replace existing internet infrastructure with IP over avian carrier and replace email with cow mail is how would this provide Parliament the ability to gain more actual power and responsibility? This is clearly the rant of an insane cult. They are not fit to lead. That is all. Thank you, Lynn. If everyone had to use cow mail and has to use pigeon internet, we would be in control of the most powerful thing, digital communications. The end. Okay. The government does not own all the pigeons in the world, and the use of pigeon mail would rather infuriate the public. This would result in disapproval and less power granted from the people. We need to create projects that benefit hUWUp and facilitate its growth. Windows ME has no clue how to lead as mentioned. That is all. Thank you, Lynn. Lucas, your time of 1 minute starts now. Government doesn't own all the pigeons, true, but I'm talking about a network so underground, even the squirrels can't scratch it out. These are clearly the rants of insane people. They plan to replace our government with a radical conspiracy centered around animals. They are not focused on the right goals. They are not fit to lead, and they do not deserve your vote. That is all. This isn't going anywhere. We concede. Glory be to Windows ME. The end. My party, hUWUp, is dedicated towards the growth and betterment of hUWUp. My opponent wants to push conspiracy and radical ideals replacing our democracy and logic. They don't have a plan, they have a Bible. They don't have a leader, they have a radical prophet. Hackpines and similar projects will achieve actual power that will benefit Parliament and the entire nation. Thank you. Okay. Lucas, your 2 minutes closing statement starts now. Although you might not believe it, squirrels are a serious threat. I have seen it. They hacked my PC. They cause the audio issues. They are evil. The party's goal should be to stop it. The end. If you had a choice, would you prefer anarchy or autocracy? The definition is on screen. I stand for autocracy rooted in experience, not anarchy where everything turns to dust and lost teeth. I defend the sacred pillow forts that shield us, the holy floppy disks that secure our systems, and the unquestionable superiority of Windows ME as the operating system that keeps the evil at bay. The end. I support autocracy, but only under a benevolent ruler. Anarchy is the opposite of government and order. This is a nuanced question and removes the principles of a democratic governing authority. I've heard your point and have nothing to rebuttal. The end. Okay. The conversation might die out a bit if we continue like this. So let me just add on to the question. Lynn, would you like to clarify on the benevolent ruler part of your statement? And also, what would you or your party do if the case of an autocratic government where the ruler is not benevolent? We need a ruler that preserves the principles of democracy. The existence of autocracy would preserve order. We don't need to imagine the scenario of when we live in a world other than autocracy. We already live under the shadow of Ryan. We saw what happened during his riot and how he was able to strike fear. Democracy cannot thrive with a non-benevolent dictator. If I remember correctly, you defended Ryan during the first motion, so I would be curious to see how you would be able to respond to this. Your time of 1 minute starts now. If the ruler turns bad, then the system breaks down fast. My party believes in structure and accountability, even if that means pushing back hard. We'd fight to reclaim power for the people and reboot the system with honesty and order. Ryan may have caused a riot, but that showed people what happens when voices get shushed and ignored. Fear only grows when honesty gets locked out. The fear I am referencing was the result of people opposed. The fear I'm referencing was the result of people opposed to Ryan fearing the collapse of the nation. The only voice ignored was Ryan because he is a train wreck that has been given the chances time and time again. Your party cannot believe in accountability. You want pigeon mail. The only reply I have to this is that Ryan is cool and everyone should vote and support him. And pigeon mail is clearly better than any other form of mail. Pigeons are cool. Neither pigeons nor Ryan are cool. May I ask you to provide reasons as to why they are good? Pigeons are old-school messengers, reliable as a floppy disk, unbreakable by NSA and hacker squirrels. They fly above the noise, carrying data when the internet is a joke. That's real hardware, not some glittery Wi-Fi fairy tale. And Ryan is cool because I was bribed by him. That is all. The NSA is irrelevant in hUWUp. Are you proposing a conspiracy that the nation of hUWUp is spying on you? I would like to harp on the statement that Ryan bribes members of parliament and candidates in the election. This is a grave violation, and on a side note, this will likely be brought up in a future lawsuit. I thank you for your admission of guilt. The NSA may be irrelevant to you, but the squirrels and their hacker network never sleep. If you think hUWUp is a safe haven, you're dreaming in color. Also, I love lawsuits. I have actually been in many of them IRL. Not claiming that our nation is a safe haven, hUWUp is indeed a dangerous place. You are in it, Ryan is in it. I would like to mention how you said you have been in multiple lawsuits. Would you care to elaborate? This concerns me. This should not be stated by a party that prides himself and has self-respect. The lawsuits. Like my epic battle with the HOA over my holy teeth burials, and my quest to make Windows ME the Vatican's official operating system. I've faced more courtroom drama than a season finale, and I'm still standing. Glory be to Windows ME. The end. This question has been derailed by my opponent and replaced with their conspiracy and startling admissions and statements. They cannot at any cost be brought to power. That is all. Indeed, the hUWUp party has derailed this question. I have many more crimes to admit. What is your opinion on vibe coding? I believe all of you as developers and STEM enthusiasts. I believe all of you as STEM enthusiasts know what vibe coding entails and means. Coding should be a balance. As a community of students striving to learn STEM, we should not vibe code. However, many professional companies, besides Duolingo, like 100% AI, use AI to write code in balance. In respect to our beautiful nation, we should be rid of vibe coding. I don't support a ban, however, besides in official government project, free will exists, and so does a public reaction to vibe coders. That is all. Thank you, Lynn. Vibe coding should not be allowed for any new learners of programming. However, AI in entirety should be banned for export to squirrels. Who knows what else they can do? The end. Why is my opponent going back to squirrels? This is clearly about AI coding. My opponent has demonstrated their lunacy and inability to debate their points. That is all. Thank you. I have no reply. The Council of Hung's IRC servers appears to be down. Therefore, I cannot reply to any of your points. My opponent has no stance besides their conspiracy. They admitted they cannot reply to any of my valid points. They are unable to speak words unless it is in their radical Bible. The end. I concede my statement. I firmly believe I have stated their lunacy. I have nothing to add since they are the worst option on the ballot from the get-go. That is all. Thank you, Lynn. Now for the next question. Since with the motion of should we become imperialists and conquer the world? Lucas, your 2 minutes opening statement starts now. Of course we should be imperialists and conquer the world. Only then can we ensure no air-tagged burgers slip through our radio nets. If you're not out here taking over, you're just some pawn for the air-tagging squirrels. And only then can we stop the production of Wi-Fi acorns. The nation of hUWUp is a community, not an empire. We build community and friendship, not force our neighbors to concede. I will also harp on their inability to not state their lunatic conspiracy in a political debate. They are paranoid, and that is what they want to conquer the world. I am paranoid. That is good. That is all. Annoyed as they admitted, just like the fact that Ryan, their beloved dictator, bribed them. Need I say why they should not rule? I will always. They are radical cultists that will restrict every right and freedom you hold dear. Keep them 6 feet away, that's all. Oh, and for a second, I also attempted to rig the votes, that is all. Lynn, your 1 minute to respond to that starts now. Must be a joke. This is the worst debate I have partaken in. You are a danger to yourself and especially to the sanity and safety of Parliament. I will be taking legal action against you. I'm already in prison, and I represent myself in court, using teeth as evidence. See you in hell's courtroom, coward. The end. Um. Okay. Can we end this debate and do the end statement? I'm losing my sanity and my humanity. Okay. Opponent cannot lead. They have committed major infractions towards our law, justified riots, pushed conspiracy, and have no plan or vocabulary outside their Bible. They do not deserve your vote. They are the definition of paranoid brain rot. My opponent speaks of law, yet ignores the laws their party breaks in shadow. They decry riots, but silence the injustice that breeds them. They mock conspiracy, but fear questions that dig too deep. As for my so-called Bible, the book of Windows ME, it offers more structure, vision, and code integrity than any platform the Hack Club has ever written. So as such, the first debate of the May 2025 Hack Club general elections season has came to an end. Thank you so much, Lynn and Lucas, for participating. It has been an amazing experience. Thank you so much. Indeed, it certainly has been. It has been an experience, yeah. Thank you. This shit is hilarious. Okay. Alright, see y'all. This shit is fucking hilarious. Alright. See you, Lucas.